Alex and Paul have set up their auction and gathered a crowd. Hidden cameras have been placed all around to pick up the action.
You guys have come here for a bargain. Everybody comes here for a bargain. You know, forget the high street, forget the internet. We've got a sale today to promote the market and to promote markets all over the country.
Actually, there is no special promotion for the market. It's a lie to get the crowd gathered round. And soon they've got their punters who are ready to buy the attractive bargain electronics on view.
That's a cosmetic kit. If you went to the high street, you pay a £5 for this. It's got everything.
Paul starts spieling the crowd to get them interested in his auction. He's offering a very cheap deal. And if they need any prompting to part with their money, Jess is in the crowd wearing a hidden camera, and she's ready to make the first purchase if necessary.
What we have here is a gents grooming kit. Now in here you get a pair of toenail clippers, fingernail clippers, you get tweezers. If I gave them both to you for £1, that's the kind of bargain that you're looking for. Alex, give everybody with £1 one of these.
He's selling both a ladies' and a gents' grooming kit together for the grand price of £1.
Now we're here to promote the market today, but we're going to give you the bargain of a lifetime. Stay with us.
Once again, Paul mentions the bargain of a lifetime is coming up.
When you've got your bag, put your hand up. Very important. Everybody, come on. If you're happy with your purchase, keep your hand in the air and say, I'm happy.
And now he's introduced his catchphrase.
Alex, everybody who's happy, give them their money back. You get your money back.
Here's your £1 back. £1 back, £1 back. Support your local market.
After getting 2 products for the price of 1 and then getting their money back, the crowd can't believe how good this auction is. If they're getting such a good discount on these goods, how cheaply will they bag the electronics in the back of the van?
This is the kind of thing that companies buy for their executives. This is a 20 set of classic pens. We're going to take it one step further. That's a desktop calculator.
Now the hustlers are selling 2 more items for a £5.
Give us a £5, put that in your bag, and just like that. Come on, everybody. And put your hand up if you're happy, come on.
And again, the catchphrase comes.
I'm happy. Alex, give them their money back.
And again, the money is returned to the crowd.
We're going to give you a bargain you will not believe, I guarantee it. It's classic, it'll never age. It's Italian glass. You can hear it from there. It's a beautiful piece.
Like teaching a dog to do tricks, the crowd learns through repetition and reward. Every time they buy something, they say they're happy.
I'm happy.
And Paul gives them their money back.
Give them their money back. They're in.
Another item, this time for a £10. By now, the crowd are just buying everything. They want to stick around for the expensive stuff, even if it means bidding for a tatty vase they don't even want. And after all, it's all free anyway. The hustlers just keep on giving the crowd and their accomplice Jess their money back.
Hand up if you're happy. Alex, give them their money back.
Who's happy? You're happy.
The crowd are all carrying on faithfully with the auction. They're sure the electronics will soon come on sale.
Don't forget the bargains are coming. We are giving you the bargain of a lifetime, right? Right.
Finally, Alex gives the crowd a sniff of what they want.
Now, what's next? We're going to go to the...
MP3 player.
No, we'll go to the watches first.
But Paul wants to sell the crowd a watch each first, instead of the MP3.
These, if you went down the street, I saw exactly the same models down the street for 60 quid. Now remember, we're here to make you happy. We're leading to the big bargain. If you want to be happy, take £20 out of your pocket and buy one of these watches.
The crowd are about to buy a watch for £20 each. If things carry on the way they were, Paul will give back their £20 and move on to the MP3 players next. But they will all have to buy a £20 watch first. The watches have flown out of the van. Alex has shifted £400 worth. It's time to move on to the next load of goods. Or so the crowd thinks. But our hustlers have a surprise in store.
Who's happy? Let me see you.
I can't hear you.
Let me hear you. Who's happy? Well, folks, if you're happy, we're happy. Thank you very much. Take care.
And so our hustlers have brought the hammer down on this auction. Instead of giving the £20 notes back and moving on to the MP3 players, they've disappeared with the cash. Everyone in the crowd is left a bit bewildered, but content enough. After all, they've got a bag of goodies worth at least £20, haven't they?
The beauty of this scam is that when the auction is over and they're left with that bag of stuff, they're really thinking that they wish the thing could have gone on so they could have got more of what they were looking for in the first place.
Only until you point out to them that the true value of all the stuff that they've got in their bag is probably about £4. They paid 20 for it, and also they didn't want that stuff in the first place, then it becomes a different story.
Now that you've told me I've got a fiver's worth of stuff for 20 quid, I'm not happy.
In the classic con, there's a kind of build-up which happens. You place your trust in the con man, you give them a small amount of money, and lo and behold, you get your money back, or maybe you even win some more money. And so you think, well, this is great, I can invest some more in this scheme, and you win again. Then you invest some more, and then suddenly you lose everything. But there's also a sense of conditioning people. You're saying to them, look, this is the scheme. You know, if you're happy, you get your money back. If you're happy, you get your money back. On the final one, they're all happy, and suddenly they don't get their money back. They've been conned. But of course, along the way, all the time, they've been telling you, the marks have been telling the con man, we're happy. Yep, we're satisfied. And so even at that end point, when they've been conned, they may be able to convince themselves they are happy. They haven't been conned. In that sense, it's the absolutely perfect con.
How many times have you ever played the games at the fairground? And how many times have you ever seen anyone walk off with the biggest prize on the stall? If the answer is never, our real hustlers have come to the fair to show you why.
Fairground scams have been around for a very long time. Most of the time, if you go to a legitimate fairground, you won't get cheated. There is a chance of winning. But in the old days, particularly with touring carny shows, the games were definitely rigged. These toys, by the time they've paid for the toys and taken your money to play the game, they're already in profit, even if you win first time. So it's a great way to make some easy money.
Pop 2 balloons, win a prize!
Jess has set up a fairground classic, Pop the Balloon. On her board there are loads of balloons, and for £1 the victim can have 3 darts. If they manage to pop 2 balloons with the 3 darts, they win. Easy, isn't it?
Oh, close and lucky. Oh. Oh, you're really bad.
Well, actually, no. Even if you do have the skills and aim to hit the balloons in the first place, which most of us don't, you'll still come a cropper with Jess's hustle. You see, Jess's darts are so blunt that even if a mark scores a direct hit, the dart just bounces right off again.
Whoa!
And look at the balloons. They're only half inflated, making them less taut, more rubbery, and all the more difficult to pop. And for these reasons, Jess can stand back and watch the cash roll in.
Oh, close and lucky.
In my game, you had to pop 2 balloons out of 3, but the chances of popping even 1 balloon was slim because the balloons were already deflated and the darts were blunt, and throwing in rules like you have to throw from behind the line, it did make it really difficult.
The darts game here, the dart came out, it hit a balloon, bounced down, hit me in the stomach.
I've played games like this a few times, but only rarely, and I've never really won.
They are designed to give you very little margin for error. You know, out of the 3 darts, you've got to pop 2 balloons. Well, if you miss on your first go, that means you can't miss for the other 2. That's already hard enough to do.
We're not saying don't go and play these games, because we like to play them as well. But there is often an element out there who are trying to just take your money without giving you a chance to win.
Pickpockets often hunt in packs, so whilst one thief is distracting the mark, the other's already dipping for their wallet and then passes it on to a third who gets away clean.
For this scam, our pack of hustlers have placed themselves strategically around this cafe, rigged with our concealed cameras. Here are Jess, Paul and Alex, all apparently unconnected and grouped around a mark. Jess starts the ball rolling with a scam we like to call...
Excuse me, can you smile my bag for a minute, please?
Mind my bag.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Excuse me, left your bag.
Excuse me, mate. No? That was the girl sat at the table there.
Thanks, I thought it was hers. I'm sorry.
All right.
So, in case you missed it, here's a replay. With the mark getting Jess's bag back, Alex was able to grab the mark's laptop, hide it under his coat and pass right by the mark undetected. Returning to his seat, the mark spots he's missing something. It seems like such an easy scam to become a victim of, but how can it be avoided?
Well, the best way is to use the clips provided in many of the cafes and pubs for clipping your bag into. They're often provided in these places now. The other way is to obviously keep it right on top of you so that it's in your vision all times.
Paul and Jess have come to this hotel room for a bit of privacy. They need to set up and test their equipment before they can put their next high-tech scam into action. With just a standard laptop and a wireless network card, they'll be examining the most anonymous and audacious way hustlers can steal our most valuable information: our credit card details. This is the Wi-Fi scam.
The Wi-Fi hustle is one that's fast growing in this country, unfortunately. The basic scam is a hustler can hijack a network and make it seem as if it's a different network. So, for example, you have a cafe that's offering a Wi-Fi service. A hustler can sit in, hijack that network, rename it into something different, and get people to log on to that network.
The main benefit of setting up a false front is to get somebody to come in through your doorway, which means you get access to everything they bring through that door.
Our hustlers have picked a location to find themselves the perfect marks. It's a travel hotel, and we've set up our hidden cameras in the lobby. Paul grabs a seat and sets up his computer. He has switched on his laptop and is now receiving internet signals from the hotel's network. And now his computer is sending out wireless internet signals for other users to connect to. As soon as a genuine customer tries to go online, they'll register via Paul's site and he will steal their credit card details.
It's too good. It's too nice.
In comes likely looking mark number 1. The mark logs on and starts trying to get on the internet. The strongest signal for the mark to log on to is the one coming from Paul's laptop, so he decides to log into that network. That's his mistake. He is greeted with an access page asking for his credit card details as payment. However, this page is actually a hoax and has been created by Paul to enable him to steal the credit card details which have been typed in. Now Paul has his details, he's off on a virtual shopping trip. What does he fancy buying? How about this nice pool table? At the click of a button, Paul has robbed our first mark of £2,000, and the mark's just surfing the net obliviously. Mark number 2 has now been targeted. He logs onto Paul's wireless network, and Paul can instantly read his credit card details. What luxury item can Paul get himself this time? This plasma TV looks good. In a matter of minutes, Paul has managed to spend £3,000 of our victims' money, and they are none the wiser. With the lobby filling up with more potential marks, Paul could steal, surf, and spend for as long as his heart desires. It seems like such an easy scam to become a victim of, but how can it be avoided?
The simplest thing, the most important thing to remember is find out about what you're going to connect to. If you're in a hotel, what you do is you go and ask at the hotel, do you have an access point? How do I know this is your access point? And then when you connect to it, you make sure it does look like the hotel's access point. Personally, I go and find a fixed network point and plug into it. Or, if I was very, very certain that it was safe, because I'd spoken to hotel staff, then I would use it. But I always be very careful. Vary the level of paranoia according to what you're going to do. I would never, ever send sensitive information, such as credit card transactions, over wireless. It's not safe.
So, our trio have finished hustling for this week. They've pinched a bootload of booze, sold us a load of old tat at the market, and gone shopping with our credit cards on the net. Don't worry though, all the members of the public they scammed got their money back. Just remember the rule of the real hustle. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.